In the end, Rauni, what will you say to people watching you, hearing you here? What should they do to improve the course of events? Maybe contribute to a better life for the children?
I think first of all they should increase their knowledge. And there's a lot of information in internet, there's a lot of books on mind control, and then they should talk to their politicians in the community and in the parliaments, trying to get something done, because one way would be the laws. Now in 2004, the 1st of January, the state of Michigan put a law that anybody trying to use these electromagnetic weapons against humans or the environment gets jailed for 15 years to life imprisonment. And then a couple other states followed. In Russia, in the year 2000, I think, or no, was it 2002? 2002, President Putin, who was then president, signed a paper saying that it was forbidden to use it, but there the paper sort of is implemented after it is publicized, and it's not publicized. But there it is exactly how many years they get imprisoned if they use these, or if they produce them. But of course they produce them. It's all done in secrecy. So what does a normal Ulla Norman, Karin Norman do, or Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Awareness, 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 and say this has to be stopped. And when enough people know this technology, it's the masses that decide. Remember when Milosevic in Yugoslavia, they tried, NATO was bombing and they tried to get him out. 1 million people came to the streets and were demonstrating for 3 days or something. He went down. So the power of the energy of the people can change the world.
What will you say to journalists and their editors within the television and the newspapers?
I would say try to get programs out. And if you can't, I understand. But somehow, somewhere, you can always slip in a few sentences into other programs which are acceptable. And try to make a good program, balanced. Maybe it comes out because now it seems that things are coming out more than before.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But you can also talk about how you stumble upon these great, or I shouldn't call it great, but this awful truth. How did you when did you stumble upon?
Oh, that was many years ago, about 15 years ago or so. I have been lecturing on parapsychology and ufology for 30 years or something. And then I started reading. And then I met people who said, do you know what they're doing? Look at the lamps, and the street lamps in the cities. Yeah, hey, they've been changed in the last 10, 20 years. They look different. Why have they been changed? And if you look, you see that, hey, they're not normal lamps. There's something funny about them. They can change frequencies. They can affect your brain.
Alter your mind? Through
Absolutely. And that
lights?
is part of the electronic warfare. People don't know it. And I was skiing in Lapland, and it's in the North Finland, above the Arctic Circle, and it's a poor community. And they had a skiing slope, and they had old-fashioned lamps. And all of a sudden, once, hey, they've changed them into the big, very, very strong lamps like this. Why? Those cost at that time about $1,000 a piece. A poor community for a ski slope. And then I realized they were concentrating on people who take care of their health. You know, they're skiing and they're sporting and doing things. They have to be put down because they are the ones who are maybe strong to oppose. Just look at the lamps. At the worst is schools and daycare children's places, old people's homes, malls. Just look at them. Oh Christ! How do you fight against that? Don't go there. And there are countries like France who have been able to take even big power line installations away from the people because they got so sick and they got leukemia and they got cancer, etc. So there are ways when people start together going to the community and giving testimony. So maybe they start understanding.
Can you say something about the effects of cell phones and the cell phone towers? It seems these cell phone towers are often placed in kindergarten, hospital roofs and in the schoolyards?
I just mentioned that. That's exactly what they are, and that's on purpose for mind control. And the cell phones are, it's a brilliant weapon. I mean, think, you buy it, you destroy your brain and health with it, and it's a microphone. Anything you say and do is being heard of through the cell phone. And it's absolutely proven that it is causing brain tumors. It's proven it causes blindness and deafness, cancer, etc. And the worst thing is that children, so many children use it. And it was very interesting that a friend of mine who had brain tumor, maybe because of the cell phone, was operated, and her son, 8 years old, got for Christmas a cell phone. And I said to the father, "Are you crazy? Your son is 8 years old?" The son listened to me and put it, further away. But the son told me, "There's only one boy in our class who doesn't have it." And who's that? The father is director in Nokia. That says something. It's really dangerous, and it's a weapon. They killed Dudayev, the general in Chechnya, with that. He was killed when he was talking to a phone, and of course camouflage was, they knew where he was, and then they sent a bomber and he was bombed. This is a bomb. I don't have them anymore because I was warned in England. I was told that they can increase the microwaves with 20,000 times and they burn your brain. And people don't know it. In Russia now, in December 2008, that came out from I think it was Moscow University's research. They made a decision that children under 18 cannot cannot be experimented with, or older people, or people who are. It was generally about electromagnetic fields, or people who are near water, because that may give you a shock and your heart stops. And of course now I have heard that somewhere else they say that children under 8 shouldn't. It's absolutely 18 because your brain and your nervous system has not developed normally until you're about 18. So it should be absolutely forbidden. But they want biological robots. And let's wait 10, 20 years with brain tumors. We're going to have an epidemic of brain tumors in all the countries where we have cell phones. And that's very sad, but it serves the purpose. Eliminate 2/3 of world population. And nobody can say it's murder. You chose it, you paid for it, and you die for it.
You mentioned data programming. In what facilities do the data programming take place?
It's in the military, at least in US military. They have different programmings. They have, some people start, when they have been implanted, they start hearing voices. They're not crazy, they're not schizophrenics. They hear voices. They follow orders, and they used that already in the first Iraqi war. They gave directly orders to the soldiers in the field. Directly, tank, like that. It's programming. Some others are programmed to, act bizarre. So others will say, "Oh, the person is crazy." Some others are programmed to commit suicide. It's all different frequencies. Some others are programmed to do mass murders. It's a different programming. And they have, the more they invent, the better. You always get grades when you invent something new which nobody else did before. I think this is sick.